Hey guys, Filmsuit here. So I just got back from Skyfall, and this is definitely the best James Bond movie in the last 20 years. So, even though it is a Daniel Craig Bond movie, it does not follow the whole storyline of Casino Royale and Quantum of Solace, where he's going after the Quantum organization, which honestly is good because I got burnt out on that storyline during Quantum of Solace. No, instead it focuses on Bond is now he's presumed dead after this mission goes horribly wrong, but he comes back from the dead after this mysterious terrorist named Silva, played by Javier Bardem, begins to do anything he can to sabotage M, and he does anything he can to come after her, such as blowing up MI6 headquarters and leaking undercover agents' identities onto YouTube. So Bond does whatever he can to try to go after this guy, and then also focuses, while that's going on, Bond and M, it shows their relationship a bit, and how Bond's loyalty to M is tested, since she led to him almost getting killed in the beginning, as well as the fact that she has a known disloyalty against Silva from their past relationship. Okay, you know what? I forgot to put a spoiler there. There won't be a lot more spoilers during this movie, so yeah, I apologize, but if you weren't expecting that, but yeah, turn this off if you're not wanting any spoilers. So yeah, that's basically the premise. You have Bond going after Silva, Silva going after M, and also, not just that, but it goes into a little bit of the psychology and background story of Bond, and you get to know damn pipe. You get to know more about his childhood, which was interesting. You don't get to know a whole lot though, but you get to know enough, and actually, it's kind of a Bruce Wayne background story in terms of his relationship with an old gatekeeper named Kincaid, played by Albert Finney, as well as like how it impacted him. So yeah, in fact, this movie, I could definitely, like, critics are comparing it to The Dark Knight and saying that this is basically the Dark Knight of James Bond films. I could get on board with this, and I say that gracefully, and because it is definitely the darkest one of the movies. Javier Bardem's Silva is absolutely menacing and is actually kind of a tragic villain too. He's kind of like, oh man, like, he has definitely some significance of Bane from The Dark Knight Rises, as well as the Joker from The Dark Knight, the Gruber brothers from the Die Hard films, and he also has a little bit of a Shakespearean touch to him, which makes him just overall one of the most entertaining villains of the year. And like, he doesn't appear on screen until like maybe an hour and 10 minutes into the movie, but when he appears and the camera zooms in on him, or doesn't even zoom in, it just focuses on him slowly as he walks down from end of a long hallway down to Bond and just gives this monologue, you can immediately just feel the tension of how terrifying, or not terrifying, just how dangerous this polite blonde terrorist is. And yeah, this is definitely just, oh my gosh, I loved this movie. Like, it does a lot of it has a lot of throwbacks to the old Bond films. Like, let's see here, like Bond drives the DB5 from Goldfinger at one point, which is great to see. He oh, you guys know the little logo that opened up all the previous Bond films up until Die Another Day. You know, the opening where Bond walks in the white frame and then turns his gun over and fires at the screen and blood dribbles down. That finally comes back. Oh my gosh, that just about made my night when I saw that is now back in Bond movies. And yeah, and the relationship between Bond and M is great, and it's also very tragic. You definitely get to know M the most in this one, or yeah, but and the action sequences is great. Like, they were terrific. There was definitely, like, Casino Royale had really good action. I really liked the action in that, but it didn't have enough. Quantum of Solace had too much action, and not only that, but it was poorly shot and poorly edited. Skyfall is very inventive with the visuals of the action, and not only that, there is enough action to keep you going. Not too much, not too little, just enough to make things right. And also, a lot of people are kind of criticizing that this movie didn't have enough espionage. You know, I mean, yeah, but honestly, I've kind of adapted to just the whole action and psychological aspect of Bond movies, rather than since Daniel Craig joined, rather than the whole espionage and cool gadgets. Although I will say, Ben Wishaw's Q does throw a very funny little comment about exploding pens, which is an obvious reference to GoldenEye. And let's see here. Yeah, this film actually has a lot of throwbacks to GoldenEye, too, in the sense that the villain's also a vengeful double. I mean, oops. Well, I already gave the spoiler alert anyway. In the sense that the villain's already a vengeful rogue agent, and the fact that it focuses on Bond's shaky relationship with M, and also focuses a little on Bond's backstory. So yeah, and we'll say, this one didn't get too carried away with love stories, like a love interest. In fact, it actually starts the whole thing between Bond and Moneypenny, which is quite nice to see. And yeah, what else? My gosh, this movie just kept me engaged. Like, it was visually stunning. Like, from the opening credit sequence to Adele's theme song, and had Adele's theme song playing in the background, to all the sequences in Shanghai. Man, those scenes were yeah, they definitely got those visuals down. There's especially the fight scene between Bond and an assassin in this building, where there's just several neon logos surrounding them as the only lights. As the only lighting was just stunning and amazing, yeah. And and just, oh my gosh, I don't even know what else I could say about this movie. And Daniel Craig, like I said, he does a really good job. I actually liked him the most in this one compared to Casino Royale and Quantum of Solace, because Casino Royale, he was just a cold-blooded killer who had sex, and even though there was a relationship story in that, or a love story in that, it didn't feel believable. Honestly, he didn't really show any emotion to it, in it, that made it seem like he was in love. And I liked that movie, don't get me wrong, but I don't think it's the best Bond movie like everyone else thinks. And then Quantum of Solace, like, that was his most flat performance because he was just a vindictive killer. There's nothing interesting. Skyfall, he's vindictive, he's cynical, he's aging, he's a bit of an alcoholic, actually. He drinks a lot in this movie. That becomes kind of a subplot as well as how much he drinks. And yeah, it kind of does. And he's kind of broken, and he's trying to find his way. It does what The Dark Knight Rises did with Bruce Wayne trying to rebuild himself. That's what Skyfall does here, and it does it well, honestly. I would say, overall, this is the best Bond movie, like I said, not in the last 20 years, but it's also the best action movie of the year, and I definitely give it, I was going to give it a 4.5, but, just talking about this movie, what the hell, 5 out of 5. Alright, and that's all so yeah, I have a free ticket that I'm dying to use, so who knows what I'll see next. It might be Cloud Atlas, it might be, I need to see that, I need to see Flight, I need to see Red Dawn, which everyone's urging me to see, even though I don't want to see it. Yeah, I need to see those three, and I also need to see Lincoln and Life of Pi. Yeah, tune in next time for the surprise movie that I see as my free ticket.